welcome to Mama Ruth's house. I'm so glad you stopped in today. Today for dinner, I am making baby back ribs. I know you're saying, wow, how can you make baby back ribs and they be within the Weight Watchers points? Um, Everything that I'm using sugar-free, um, we'll be using sugar-free barbecue sauce. We're going to be using the rub that I make is going to be with the sugar-free brown sugar. So the only points that it is from the actual ribs themselves. We're going to be doing it in our Instant Pot. And I want to share with you a little bit about the Instant Pot because I was very intimidated at the beginning. I didn't use it for like 6 or 8 months when I first got it. I was like I said, I was really intimidated. But now I use it probably a few times a month and I absolutely love it. I bought my daughters each one because I loved it so much, but I think they're still intimidated. But once you start using it, it is amazing. I tried making ribs other ways now after using it, and I won't go back because they're absolutely fall off the bone tender and delicious. So we're going to get cooking. Let me put you. So I am going to cut them in half. And you see I have them on a paper towel because we're going to blot them dry and make sure they're good and dry when we add I'm going to cut this whole thing in about half. Just go right between the bone. And you can see they cut nicely. And then we're going to add we're going to pat them dry. And we're going to make a rub and add it to it. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick and then I'll be right back. All right, to make our rub, we're going to use 2 tablespoons of the Truvia brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of paprika, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of salt and pepper, and this is going to be our rub that we use. Oh, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We're going to just mix that all up. We're going to rub our ribs generously. I usually serve ribs with a vegetable, and tonight we're gonna serve it with corn on the cob and salad. Because the ribs are kind of pointy, they're 13 points per serving. I chose that we're gonna have a 0 point side dishes today. All right, so that looks good. See how it's all mixed together? So we're gonna bring our ribs back over here so you can see. And we're going to put quite a bit of that on there and rub it in, hence being the rub. I'm going to get it all in the ends and the nooks and crannies. This part's a little messy, so that's why I put it all on this paper towels in a cookie sheet so I don't have to have such a big mess to clean up. And we're going to turn them over and do the same thing on the other side. You'll see these come out just so tender and delicious. Okay. Rub it all in. All right, that looks good. Set this aside because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with so my Instant Pot, this is mine that I have. You'll see there's a trivet that's in there, and we need that for what we're doing. And then it has controls on the front. So what we're going to do is put 1 cup of water, 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke, and I'll show you all what that is. I didn't cook with that for quite some time, and now I just love it. This is the liquid smoke. You don't need much, but it gives it a really good flavor. And then this is the apple cider vinegar that I used. All right, so that's in our pot. Then we're going to take our ribs, and I'm going to use tongs this time because I just washed my hands. And we're going to place our ribs in there like this, just along the edge on both sides. And I'll show you how that it looks as well. See how that looks? All right. And then it only takes 24 minutes in our Instant Pot to do this. So we're going to just make sure that your rubber seal is in there good every time you use it. You do have to replace that. And you make sure that it's on seal. And then you turn it to seal. And then we're going to turn it on, turn it around and see if I could do that for you. So we're going to put it on meat, and it's already set at 24 minutes. And then we're going to start it. Oh, it's already on. So there you go. We didn't have to do anything. So now the part that people get a little confused, I think, with, because I did in the beginning, is I'm like, 24 minutes, that's awesome. But it takes time for it to get the pressure up. And so that takes probably a good 10 minutes. And then it gets the pressure up. And then we leave it for 10 minutes after this is cooked. Every recipe is different, but for this particular recipe, we leave it on slow release, which means you do not open it or anything for 10 minutes. And then once that 10 minutes is up, you move it to the vent and the steam escapes. And then we're going to take them out, cut them up, put them on a cooking sheet that's lined with foil. And I usually spray it a little bit with spray oil. And then we'll baste it with barbecue sauce, which like I said, we're going to be using the sugar-free barbecue sauce today. And then you put it in the broiler for just a couple minutes. You have to watch it because you don't want it to burn. And then you take it out, flip them over, do the same thing again, and put them back in. And they are absolutely delicious. So once this is up to par, right when it's almost done, I'll bring you back so you can see how that is. And we'll make our corn on the cob, and I will be making our salad in the meantime. And we'll be done. That's really pretty much all there is to it. Don't be afraid to use your Instant Pot. Okay, we're back. And this is what it looked like. We left it for the 10 minutes that we were supposed to. Now we're going to just release it. We got to get the rest of that, the pressure out of there. And I'm going to actually move it out of our way so we can finish up what we're doing here. I got the broiler heating up. smells so good. Now we just open it up. Scoot this on over here. We don't need that anymore. We're going to take our ribs out. So I've already prepared the baking sheet. I just sprayed a little bit of cooking spray on there. Put this aside, cutting board, and put it here. This cutting board and then are awesome. I'm going to turn it over so we could see the rib part. And then all I do is I just cut between each bone. And you can see it just falls apart pretty much. And that's 24 minutes in there, folks. Look at how good those are. They're done and just tender and lovely. All right, so we're going to put these on our baking sheet right over here. And I usually do it on the side way like that so I can turn them over. This recipe is, like I said, 13 Weight Watcher points if you're doing that. There's usually 2 per person. I'm just going to put that in there, those little pieces. I'm going to get that other piece out. Remember, we cut it in half. Do the same thing. They look so good and they've fallen apart. Lovely. All right. My dog Digger is rooting around down here hoping that she can get lucky and I'll drop something. Every time I'm in the kitchen, she does that. Must be, maybe that means I'm messy because I've dropped things and she knows I will. And before I finish this up, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our corn. It's probably a little different than you normally have seen before, but I like it and it works really well. We're going to actually put the whole thing in the microwave. You don't do anything to it. You just cut the end off. If I'm strong enough. So you just cut off the end on both of them because there's 2 of us. Oh, that was much easier. I must have did something wrong, huh? I don't think I cut it far enough down. So let me do one more slice here. There we go. Okay, so you just cut off the end and we're going to put them in the microwave just like this. I know it sounds crazy, but it is amazing. Wait till you see. We're going to do it for 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in the microwave. Now I'm going to just take this. I had 1.5 cups. That's what the recipe is calling for. That's what I've decided we're going to do. And then you just brush that on your ribs. And you can, just make sure you save enough for the other side. So what I'll do, I've already made my salad while this was cooking those 24 minutes. Then I will put these in the broiler for just a couple of minutes. You're going to see it's not going to take long at all. And we're going to place these in the broiler for just a few minutes. You'll see, just a minute or 2. I'm going to get my glove ready. So I know that in one of my other episodes, I was talking to you about the salad dressing I like. Um, so I usually like the greens, the mixed greens. And then I love the Skinny Girl salad dressing. This one is the honey Dijon, but she also has a raspberry vinaigrette. And this is a buttermilk ranch. I've tried this one for dipping carrots in. It's delicious. They're all 4 tablespoons for 0 points if you're doing Weight Watchers. I'm going to try the raspberry vinaigrette tonight. I have not tried this one yet. My favorite by far, but it's the one, I've tried those two. I really like the Dijon one, honey Dijon. So while we're waiting, let me take a peek at those. They don't take long at all. You'll see we'll be done very shortly. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. This was my day off today from my job, and I had a fantastic day. It was the time change today. You won't be seeing this episode for a bit, but today is March 12th, and it was the time change. So, we lost an hour, but that's okay. It all works out, and we gained some daylight. I like that. It's rainy here today off and on. Right now it's a little sunny. I was just looking out the window. It's been off and on all day. We are experiencing here in California the atmospheric river, which is causing a lot of flooding and widespread damage. Hopefully everyone that's in the vicinity fares well and we get through with this. We have another storm coming in Tuesday and another one next week on Friday, I believe. So my prayers go out to all of those folks that are affected by that. Let's check our ribs again. Please, in the comments, if there's anything you'd like me to see me make, I'd be more than happy to do that. For the holidays, different holidays, I'm going to do things that are holiday appropriate or things that I think you might want to see. I think this will air after Easter because I have a couple of other things that I was going to do for Easter. So I hope you watched those. Let's see, I think it's going to be done. So in the meantime, while those are turned over, I will turn on our microwave for 4 minutes. You're going to be shocked at how the corn turns out. So just brushing this other side, just like we did the first side. I enjoy doing these vlogs so much, and I just hope you guys are enjoying them as well. And like I said, if there's anything you'd like me to make, I would be happy to do that. I'm going to I'm going to be making some chicken and dumplings, try to lighten them up a little bit. Maybe a chicken pot pie. I'm going to do some ham and cream cheese roll-ups with the low-fat cream cheese. So I'm doing a little bit of everything, trying to do some desserts along the way as well. Everybody likes desserts too. All right, so that cup and a half, I used all of it, so that's nice. We're going to go ahead and put these back in the broiler while our corn is cooking in the microwave. My husband's so sweet. He always helps me clean up after my videos. I'm sure he's probably going, gosh, why does she make such a mess? But I do. This meal is very easy to make. And please don't let your Instant Pot intimidate you, because it is an amazing tool. It's a wonderful tool. I made a whole chicken in there before. If you'd like me to see that, I would be happy to do that as well. When you put the chicken in, all the juices, because it's pressurized, it makes the juice penetrate the meat, and it just makes it so tender and juicy. It's just lovely. I've made oh my goodness, I made instant pot lasagna. I'll probably make that as well. It turns out wonderfully. I've also made you can put raw macaroni in with your dish. So I've made like a goulash in there, and it was amazing. Uh, Pesole, I've made that in there, and it was fantastic. So I just lots of things. I use it for a lot of different things. And I've made my ribs in there now probably for a year and a half. And I said, oh, I'm not going to make them in there one of the times recently. And they were not nearly as good as when I made them in the Instant Pot. They're just so flavorful. They fall apart. They're just so juicy. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. All right. So see how steamy they are? They just come out steamy. I'm going to use this. I think I can just do it like this. And I'm going to use the other one as well. I don't want to burn myself. So you just take it and you squeeze the end and you just push it right out. See that? And all the husks and all the corn silk and everything stays in there. And look at what you get left with, a wonderful corn. It's absolutely beautiful. It's yummy. You just squeeze the end and squeeze your corn right out of there, and the husks stay inside. Look at that. So if you get nothing else out of this video, I hope that you try the corn. The corn it's so easy to do it that way, and it just comes out perfect every single time. It's just perfect. Both of them. You have to really watch your ribs when they're in the broiler because you don't want to burn them. And you can use, I am just lightening this recipe up by using the sugar-free brown sugar and the sugar-free barbecue sauce, but you can use anything that you'd like. Just make sure you don't skip the rub. The rub is delicious. Just you can use regular brown sugar in lieu of the sugar-free brown sugar. My husband's diabetic and I am borderline, so we try to limit our sugars. And that's what we're doing. They look wonderful. Okay, so we're going to plate these. I'm going to put 2 on each plate. So it's the corn and the cob and the wonderful salad and 2 ribs, and it's more than enough, and it's delicious. Again, I want to thank you for joining me today, stopping in. I want to thank you for all your support, and I hope you enjoy this recipe and make it for your family. And until next time, make a fantastic day. Thank you so much.